Have you guys ever struggled with the battle of like what you're portraying to be, whether it's online, the content you're posting, or the business you're in, or the career you're in, versus like who you are in real life, internally, deep down, who you are and who you're built to be, and trying to merge the two, right? I've struggled with this in the past, but recently I've been really trying to give you guys the most authentic version of myself. What you see online is what you get in real life, and I think that's what society needs more of. In this world of AI and everything being so fake, I think the realness and the authenticness and the rawness is what people are desiring and longing for. And I think right now, especially for me, being an entrepreneur, owning a business, like I'm really asking myself, like, who do I want to portray myself as that entrepreneur? But I'm also like a creative, a soft man that desires to be a great dad, a husband, a man of faith, but also has that discipline and hard work ethic and everything else, but trying to blend the two, right? And not trying to portray myself as somebody that I'm not, because I think long term, that's exhausting and it'll never sustain. And so I think if you're struggling with this, honestly, be the real you, and I think it'll just pay off tenfold. Now, of course, there's going to be a little bit of grit and grind to everything. You can't just willy-nilly be doing nothing. But I think if you try to merge who you are with your skills and professions and really try to shine with that, I think that's the power in it. And I'm saying this only because I'm saying this out loud because I've been struggling with it lately of what is Arcwell going to look like long term? Who are the ideal clients? And who is my ideal target audience for me as Taylor, my personal brand? And I'm trying to tie the two together, my personal brand and Arcwell. And I've been struggling with this. So I'm asking these questions out loud or in this video because I'm kind of going through it. And I want to share with you guys what's going through my head. Not all of this is going to make sense. And that's okay. And it may not make sense to you, but I hope this resonates with somebody that may be internally struggling with that, like who I'm trying to be or who I'm portraying myself as with that mask on of saying like, I'm this person. But then when you get home at night, you're like, I'm nowhere near who I'm portraying to be. I just want to share with you, I've been there, I've done that. It's exhausting and it'll never last long term. Let's be honest, if you're trying to portray yourself as somebody that you're not, and you're trying to sell a specific demographic or a specific industry, they're gonna sniff it out real quick. You can't pretend to be something you're not. Now, there are a little bit of, I think there is a little bit of like fake it till you make it a little when you're trying to get into an industry and you're trying to grow. But I will say you still have to be authentic to yourself. You still want to be real, because trust me when I say that the people that are experienced in whatever industry you're in or whatever you're trying to do, if you're trying to network with people, they're gonna know real quick if you're real and you're genuine. And I think people want to do business and they want to be friends with and they want to socialize with real, genuine people. I know I do. And I can always kind of tell when somebody's being a little like half in, or they got this mask on, or they're a little fake, right? And that's just something that I don't want to be ever, and I struggle again, and I go back to this, I struggle with what type of clientele resonates with me, right? Is it those Christian men? Is it contractors? Because I work with a lot of contractors, blue collar, but like I'm not in the blue collar space. I know the industry, but it's not genuine to who I am. And so I just go back and forth with like really struggling who my ideal audience is, who my demographic is that I help with insurance. I have a wide spread of clientele in the insurance space. So like I work with all types of different businesses, all types of different families, right? But I want to narrow down really who that looks like, what that looks like, what type of business is it, what type of individual does that look like. So when I'm creating content or when I'm talking to somebody, I can really pinpoint who that is and what that looks like. Because long term, it's just going to be so much better that way. for me internally, for me to make sure I'm being authentic and genuine, but also for our business to really shine with like our messaging on like who we're helping, right? And this doesn't have to be for just business owners and entrepreneurs. This can be if you're just in a career, right? Find a career where you can be your authentic self. Now, of course, there's always going to be this boundary of like, if you're an employee at a company, you can't just like have no filter. However, you could still be real and genuine. And that's when you're going to make more friends, you're going to network better, you're going to just come off and resonate in a much better way, especially if you're trying to make social media content. And that's why I've been trying to do lately is less polished, cut up clips where it sounds fake and scripted, more just realness of who I am and what I'm going through. Like I said, I don't even know if this is going to help anybody, but I'm sure there's others that are struggling with like, the content I'm making isn't what I want to be making, and it doesn't feed me, it doesn't fuel me, right? God gave all of us gifts. Let's use those gifts and let's really put them to the test, and let's help the people that we're designed to help. I truly believe that. And so here I am trying to figure that out and trying to figure out what's best for me and what's best for Arcwell long term, because I'm trying to build a long lasting company that's going to help a lot of people and employ a lot of good people and provide them a life that's worth living. And so here I am just trying to figure that out. Arizona's been a scratch for me, so I'm just kind of starting with a clean slate. So I'm really trying to pinpoint what that looks like to make sure we build this the right way and not something long term that I'm going to regret. So as we go into 2026, I'm really going to be intentional with who we target, who we make ads for, who our clientele is, both for me personally in my leadership and, in business and in Arcwell. And so I'm really going to be brainstorming these next couple days to really launch 2026 with success, of like being really clear with who I'm going to be and who Arcwell is going to help and serve. And I really suggest you do the same. If you're struggling with this at all, a lot of you are going to be really clear with who you help and what you do, and you're in the industry that you love and you know exactly who your clientele are or the type of business that you want to work for, right? Again, this doesn't have to be for people that only start businesses. But if you're not sure, really do some soul searching, take a day, go take a walk, take notes. That's what I've been doing. It's really been helping. And just, I've been praying a lot of just like that clarity of like who I am, not who I'm going to be, but like who I am, who I'm going to serve. And what is that going to look like long term? So I know I don't get exhausted with trying to pretend to be somebody I'm not, because realistically, that's just not what life's about. Life's too short to be faking it. And I just know I'm going to help so many more people, and I'm going to be a lot more successful if I am genuine with who I am. Because like I said before, people will sniff it out real quick if you're fake or you're a fraud of like, I do all these things or I help this type of people, and you're not doing any of that. So be authentic with yourself, be raw, be real, and create content that's real, that people can watch and feel that genuineness, because that's what we're longing for right now. That's what we need more of. As much as I love technology and I love this evolve of the stuff we have, it is eliminating that realness of what things are. It's getting really hard to tell what's AI and what's real anymore. So all we have is being us, our genuine selves, our souls. That's what's going to resonate with other people, not necessarily more AI or more technology. Be real, help real people, and go out and make a difference. That's what we're made to do. Live that standard and win each day, because I think realistically at the end of the day, it's about the 24 hours you have today and not tomorrow, or not 5 years from now or a year from now. I am thinking long term as far as like what Arcwell is going to be, However, I look at it at a micro level of like, I have 24 hours. Let's win today, and I'll worry about tomorrow. Anyways, that's all I got for you guys today. I'm gonna post another video this week. I got a really good one coming, so stay tuned for that one. This was just something I wanted to get off my chest. I wanted to share with you guys that I've been kind of struggling with, and if you're struggling with it as well, again, maybe it resonated, maybe it didn't, maybe this was a total flop of a video. I don't know, but appreciate you guys watching. I love you guys. Make sure to subscribe, make sure to follow, like, and leave me a comment down below and share with me what you're struggling with. I would love to connect with you guys on a one-on-one level, in a realness. But yeah, appreciate you guys. Love you. We'll talk to you soon.